I'm going to be ranking the top 10 power forwards in NBA 2K23 my team. Let me know in the comment section down below who are some of your guys' favorite power forwards in the game right now, and also let me know what you guys would change about my top 10. But coming in on my number 10 spot, I'm going to go with Diamond Al Horford. I think there's some other really good power forwards you can definitely consider for that number 10 spot. Guys like Diamond Sean Kemp could definitely be an option. Alonzo Mourning could also be another choice at that number 10 spot. But for me, I'm going to go with the Diamond Al Horford. He's a center power forward, 6'10" with a 7-foot wingspan. I mean, the card's going to be great offensively, having a 93 ball, 93 mid-range. He does also have a really good jump shot as well, including some really elite defense, especially on the interior, having an 85 block, 92 interior defense. I will say though, the only flaw with this card, or at least one of the bigger flaws, is definitely going to be the speed. Only having 73 speed, 73 acceleration, definitely going to be slow for your power forward. But other than that, he's going to be really good in the pick and pop, having Hall of Fame catch and shoot, gold, amped, blinders, claymore, corner specialist, green machine, limitless range, and he's also going to be a great rebounder as well, having Hall of Fame anchor and post lockdown. So I think Al Horford, not going to be anything too crazy at the power forward spot, but definitely going to be in my top 10. Coming in here on my number 9 spot is going to be Pink Diamond Kevin McHale. Now I will say I'm not including guys like LeBron or Paul George on this list. I do feel like they're more primary small forwards. Yes, if you want to run a little bit of a small ball, you can put LeBron at the 4 or a guy like Paul George at the 4, and they can be very, very effective. But I'm going to go with more of guys I think are primary power forwards and that most people run at the power forward position. So Kevin McHale here, he's going to be a center power forward, 6'10" with a 7'11" wingspan, and I feel like that's what makes his card super, super elite, is going to be the wingspan. Stats wise, he isn't going to be anything too crazy. He's going to be a solid defender. I mean, 95 interior defense, 80 block is really good. 55 steal, definitely a little bit low, but he does have a 75 perimeter and a 75 lateral quickness as well. Offensively, I do think he's going to be pretty decent. I mean, his stats are very average, like 83 3 ball, 85 mid range. He does have a pretty solid jump shot, not going to be anything too crazy, but definitely can knock down if he's wide open. Going to the basket and finishing around the rim isn't going to be the best, only having a 75 driving dunk and a 75 standing dunk, but this vertical makes him play so much better defense, and he's also going to be a great rebounder as well, having amazing Hall of Fame defensive badges, including anchor, challenger, interceptor, menace, post lockdown, and workhorse as well. So overall, I think Kevin McHale going to be the 9th best power forward. Coming in here, I'm a number 8 spot, a super slept on power forward, honestly, is going to be the Pink Diamond Josh Smith. I think he's a beast. He's 6'9" with a 7-foot wingspan. I mean, if you take a look at his stats, he is going to be super well rounded, and I'll point out the flaw right away. The only flaw about this card is going to be the jump shot. If he had a better jump shot, like a capable release or somewhat decent of a release, I think he could be potentially a top 5 or 6 power forward in the game, but that release definitely going to hold this card back a lot. But other than that, I mean, stats wise, he's going to be amazing. Great all around defense, 92 block, 91 interior defense, 88 steal, 90 lateral quickness, 90 perimeter. He's super fast for a power forward, 90 speed, 90 acceleration. He's going to be glitched 3-point shooting wise, so he's got a 93 ball with also having Hall of Fame catch and shoot, corner specialist, gold blinders, claymore, deadeye, green machine guard up, and he does have silver limitless range. I think his jump shot is decent. Like, you can still green with it, but it's definitely not going to be a jump shot you want to have on a card. But if he's wide open, he's still going to be able to knock down very consistently, or at least, I mean, not consistently, but he's going to be able to knock down threes if he is wide open. Coming in here, I'm a number 7 spot is going to be Pink Diamond KG. I think this card's super underrated, just like a guy like Josh Smith. He was really, hyped up when he first came out and everybody was running him, but now that we've got like some top tier power forwards, top tier centers, I feel like no one really talks about KG anymore. I still think he's an amazing power forward. He's 6'11" with a 7'2" wingspan. He plays such good defense for me, at least underneath the basket, getting blocks, good contest, rebounding. Like, he's just so good underneath the basket, having a 92 block, 95 interior defense. He's even got an 84 steal, 85 lateral quickness. I will say though, on the defensive end, only having a 63 perimeter, definitely not going to be what you want to see, at least, especially for your power forward. Maybe if you're your center, it's not that bad, but for your power forward, you definitely want to have higher than a 63 perimeter. But other than that, I think he's a super well-rounded card. You could say 73 3 ball is a little bit low, and I definitely wouldn't disagree, but I do think his jump shot is capable enough and actually a really good release, especially for your power forward. Honestly, one of my favorite jump shots in the game right now, so I might be a little bit biased in that aspect of putting him at my number 7 spot because of his jump shot. If I didn't like his jump shot, he might be a little bit lower on this list, but all around going to be one of the best power forwards in the game. Coming in here on my number 6 spot is going to be Pink Diamond James Worthy. Now, I feel like people are starting to run him more at small forward now that we're getting taller power forwards and we're getting kind of taller smaller small forwards, but when the game first came out for the first 2 months, everybody was running this card at power forward, so I still kind of view him as a power forward, but I do feel like he's transitioning a little bit more into playing the small forward role, being only 6'9", which is still a decent height. I mean, guys like Josh Smith are 6'9", right? Al Horford 6'10", for Kevin McHale, so 6'9", definitely not a bad height for the power forward position. I just think this card might be a little bit better at small forward, but I mean, all around, he's going to be a great offensive card, having a 90 driving dunk, 90 speed, 90 acceleration, and he's going to be amazing going to that basket with so many Hall of Fame finishing badges like Bully, Aerial Wizard, Acrobat, Fast Twitch, Post Spin, Pro Touch, Slithery. Like, he's going to be a great finisher around the rim. He's going to be super good at getting to the basket, and he honestly has one of the best power forward jump shots in the game, having that John Wall base. So overall, I think this card's going to be super elite at that power forward and small forward position. Coming in here halfway into my list at my number 5 spot is going to be the glitch Dwight Howard. I think he's so good at the power forward position, and he's also going to be a very elite center as well, but I do feel like a lot of people are running him at the power forward spot next to guys like Kareem, KP, and Hakeem, or maybe even a guy like Tim Duncan. He's 6'11" with a 7'4" wingspan, and he's going to give you such good defense and athleticism at the power forward spot. I mean, this card just provides so much mismatch on the defensive and offensive end. He can guard low key like 1 through 5. Like, you could put this card on ball, and maybe he won't be able to stop guys like Russell Westbrook or some super fast point guards, so maybe not 1 through 5, but 2 through 5 he can definitely guard at a very high level. 95 block, 95 interior defense, 82 steal, 84 perimeter. He's going to be so good at finishing around the rim, and he's just dominant on the inside. He's got a great player model, weighing 265 pounds as well, having a 95 driving dunk, 95 standing dunk. I mean, take a look at these athleticism stats: 88 speed, 88 acceleration, 95 vertical with a 95 strength, and we haven't even talked about the fact that he's glitched 3-point shooting wise. So he's got a 91 3 ball, Hall of Fame corner specialist, gold catch and shoot, Claymore Deadeye, and gold limitless range on a pink diamond Dwight Howard card that can play the power forward position. I feel like people don't talk about this card enough. Like, he is an absolute beast and also has a fairly good jump shot as well. So for me, Dwight Howard going to be in the top 5. You can maybe even argue a little bit higher. I'm in number 4 spot. Now, this is going to be super surprising. I'm going to go with the dark, I was about to say Galaxy Football, the dark matter Tim Duncan. Now, I know a lot of people are probably already saying already, who the hell, why is there 3 people over a guy like Tim Duncan? I still think he's an amazing power forward. He's 6'11" with a 7'2" wingspan. I think power forward is honestly starting to become one of the better positions, at least for the top heavy. For the top 5 guys, I think it might be up there with maybe the 2nd or 3rd best position in the game, and you can maybe even argue the best, because we'll talk about the top guys in a second. But Tim Duncan at number 4, I mean, that's a very, very good power forward to be at the number 4 spot. I mean, this card's so good on the defensive end: 98 block, 98 interior defense. He's going to be all around a great defender, 84 speed, 84 acceleration. I do think he pretty much does everything well on the court, except for maybe playmaking and you know, handling the ball, but that doesn't really matter. You're not really expecting a Tim Duncan card to do that at the power forward position. 79 3 ball, you might think it's a little bit low. I will say his jump shot, not the biggest fan of his release, but it's definitely going to be a decent jump shot, and obviously you can green very consistently with this card. And he's a dark matter, so 20 Hall of Fame badges, including so many on the defensive end like clamps, interceptor, post lockdown, rebound chaser, anchor, box out beast, brick wall. I mean, this card we all know is going to be a beast at that power forward spot. Now, on my number 3 spot is going to be Galaxy Opal Anthony Davis. That might be a little bit surprising, putting a guy like AD over Tim Duncan. I talked about this in, I think, one of my tier list videos going over the top power forward, so I'm not going to go too in depth and talk about it too much, but I do think AD is the better power forward because I do think he's better on the offensive end. He's got a better jump shot, he's got a better dribble style, so he's going to move way better on the offensive end, and he also has the normal leaner as well. So I think it's pretty safe to say he's going to be the better offensive power forward. Now, defensively, I think Tim Duncan is definitely going to be better, but I don't think it's by a crazy amount, because Anthony Davis plays such good defense in game because of his player model and the animations this card gets. Like, I don't know if he has some crazy tendencies. I mean, 95 contests, I don't know if that really matters, but this card just gets such good defensive animations, so I do think he's going to be the 3rd best power forward. Now, coming in on my number 2 spot, and this is a little bit of a tricky one, because if you do want to run Tim Thomas at the power forward position, I mean, he's still going to be probably the 2nd or maybe even the best card at power forward. I'm going to put him at number 2, even though he's probably better than number 1 at the power forward spot. I'm kind of iffy if I want to put him number 1 or number 2, but I think for the sake of it's a power forward top 10, I'm not going to have him at that number 1 spot. I mean, this card is just so elite at that power forward or small forward position. 6'10" with a 7'2" wingspan. Now, I know most people do run him at small forward, but I feel like if you want to run this card at power forward, he's just going to be equally as good as he is small forward. Where a guy like LeBron or Paul George, they're going to be a significantly amount worser at the power forward position, where a guy like Tim Thomas, I mean, he's just going to be as good of a small forward as he is a power forward. So for that reason, I'm going to have him as my second best power forward. And then obviously you guys could guess who number 1's going to be, and that's going to be the pink diamond Giannis. I mean, there's no question in my mind. If we're not counting Tim Thomas, this is easily the best power forward in the game. 6'11", 7'4" wingspan. I mean, just take a look at these stats all around. 93 interior defense, 93 perimeter, 88 steal, 88 block. Defensively, I mean, Hall of Fame post lockdown, menace, got clamps, anchor. And this is the craziest thing about Giannis. They gave him Hall of Fame clamp breaker and quick first step on a Giannis card in November, or I guess I should say December. I mean, that is crazy for a Giannis. He's also got a 95 driving dunk, 90 speed with ball. I mean, he's going to be so good on the offensive end. We all know he's going to be elite on the defensive end, probably one of the best defenders in the game, maybe even the best. 75 3 ball, definitely capable with the jump shot he's got this year, actually super easy to green. He's got a really good dribble style, an MJ dribble style, the best dribble style in the game on a Giannis card, and he's also got the normal leaner as well. So for me, I think if we're not counting Tim Thomas as a power forward, which you can maybe argue he shouldn't be on this list, but for me, I think I'm going to include him on this list at the power forward spot. But for me, Giannis definitely going to be the best primary power forward in my team. But let me know in the comment section down below, what would you guys change about my top 10, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.